This is the Pna Headlines. I am William Theo. The country's inflation rate remained low in August, still below the government's target range. The Philippine Statistics Authority, or PSA, reported that headline inflation rose to 1.5%, up from 0.9% in July, but it is still lower than the 3.3% recorded in the same period last year. So far, the year-to-date average stands at 1.7%, within the lower end of the government's 2 to 4% target range. The PSA attributed the slight increase to higher costs of food and non-alcoholic beverages, particularly fruits, vegetables, and fish after weeks of bad weather. Other factors that contributed to the rise include housing, utilities, and restaurant services. Meanwhile, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas said the August figure is within its forecast range of 1 to 1.8%. The central bank noted that inflation may remain subdued in the coming months, helped by softer rice prices. For low-income households, inflation actually slowed to 0.6% in August from 0.8% in July. A year ago, this group was hit harder with a much higher rate of 4.7%. The PSA said the decline was mainly due to cheaper food and non-alcoholic beverages. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. is scheduled to embark on a state visit to Cambodia from September 7 to 9, aimed at strengthening cooperation across several key sectors. Malacanang says the president will be joined by First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos and his official delegation following an invitation from Cambodian King Norodom Sihamoni. The delegation will be formally received by acting head of state Hun Sen and his wife Bunrani Hun Sen. During the visit, President Marcos Jr. will hold bilateral talks with Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Manet. The leaders are expected to discuss joint efforts in combating transnational crimes, enhancing regional connectivity, and deepening cooperation in agriculture, higher education, tourism, and cultural exchange. The president is also scheduled to attend a business roundtable dialogue with Filipino and Cambodian business leaders, focusing on expanding market access and diversifying sources of goods. In addition, President Marcos will meet with the Filipino community in Cambodia to personally thank them for their contributions to strengthening the economic and socio-cultural ties between the two countries. Currently, over 7,000 Filipinos reside in Cambodia. The visit also serves as a reciprocal gesture following Prime Minister Hun Manet's official visit to the Philippines in February 2025. The Philippines and Cambodia formally established diplomatic relations on August 20, 1957. In news overseas, no Filipino casualties have been reported in the deadly funicular railway accident in Lisbon, Portugal that left several dead and dozens injured. The Department of Foreign Affairs confirmed that no Filipino were involved in the derailment of the Elevador da Gloria, a 140-year-old historic tram line which crashed Wednesday night. The iconic funicular, which has been operating since year 1885, reportedly derailed and slammed into a building after losing control while descending from a hill. Portuguese authorities say that at least 16 people were killed and over 20 others injured, among them nationals from Germany, Spain, and Portugal. A day of national mourning has been declared, with President Marcelo Rebello de Sousa extending his condolences to the families of the victims. All funicular operations in Lisbon have been suspended as safety inspections are underway. The Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office, or PCSO, held its Charity Summit 2025 on Friday at the Centennial Hall of the Manila Hotel, aiming to strengthen partnerships and extend the reach of its humanitarian programs. With the theme "Serving More Through Greater Collaboration," the event brought together over 200 participants, including national and local government officials, partner organizations, and beneficiaries. The summit opened with a welcome message from the PCSO Board of Directors, followed by a keynote address from Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, Undersecretary for Operations Group, Monina Josefina Romualdez. Key discussions highlighted updates on Presidential Action Center programs, PhilHealth benefit packages, the DSWD accreditation process, and the humanitarian efforts of the Philippine Red Cross. Other highlights included open forums, exhibits on PCSO initiatives, networking sessions, and the symbolic handprints on the commitment wall where attendees pledged their continued support for public service and humanitarian work. By bringing together key stakeholders, the PCSO reaffirmed its commitment to expanding collaboration and ensuring more communities across the country benefit from its sustainable charity programs. In our business news, the Department of Transportation, or DOTr, is seeking partnership with the Philippine Airlines, or PAL, to reduce the cost of airfare to Siargao, one of the country's tourism hotspots and internationally popular surfing spots. In a statement on Thursday, DOTr Acting Secretary Giovanni Lopez said decreasing the airfare is in line with President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s directive to encourage more local and international tourists to Siargao. Lopez cited an agreement with PAL seeks to reduce the one-way fare to Siargao from 17,700 to 11,000 pesos. He also added that the discussion with PAL will continue to further decrease the airfare to Siargao. To date, the DOTr and the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines are also looking to extend the runway to Siargao Airport to accommodate larger aircraft and serve more passengers. Meanwhile, the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, or PAGCOR, turned over 7 new patient transport vehicles, or PTVs, to local government units across the country. In a statement on Thursday, PAGCOR said the PTV beneficiaries include Las Piñas City, Tacloban City, and the towns of Busuanga in Palawan, San Manuel Tarlac, Mexico Pampanga, Kibawe Bukidnon, and Indang in Cavite. The ceremonial turnover was led by PAGCOR Chairperson and CEO Alejandro Tenco at the agency's corporate office in Pasay City on Wednesday. Tenco said that the initiative is part of PAGCOR's commitment to improving healthcare access in far-flung and vulnerable areas. The PTVs are fully equipped with a GPS navigation system, ambulance stretcher, medical oxygen, wheelchair, and first aid kit, ensuring safe and efficient transport of patients to the nearest healthcare facility. To date, PAGCOR donated a total of 51 emergency vehicles to LGUs, public hospitals, frontline agencies, and select military units nationwide. And those are the latest and the biggest stories from the Pna Headlines. For more news updates, visit our website pna.gov.ph or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. You may also watch the Pna Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under Pna News. Stay with us for more updates. I am William Theo. This is the Pna Headlines, bringing you stories that unite the nation.